Keisha, and today I am here to do a review and rant on Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I do want to start off by saying that although I am going to rant a little bit, I did not hate this book. I still enjoyed it, and I still do plan on continuing on with the series and giving this series another chance. However, there were several issues that I feel like could have been worked out to make it a stronger book. However, I do know that first books in high fantasy series can be very, very tricky because you're introducing a huge world, and I believe that might have been what happened here. However, I still do have a few issues that I do want to discuss. So yeah, let's get started. Falling Kingdoms follows several different characters that are spread out between three separate kingdoms. These three kingdoms are all neighbors of each other, and they used to all be one giant empire before a war happened and split them up. Now each kingdom has very, very, very different, and each have their very different characteristics. They're very different governments, and they each have a problem with each other, and a few rulers are feeling a little ambitious and want to eventually take over and make that one empire again. Most of the characters are either royalty or they have somehow crossed paths with royalty, and that's kind of what makes them relevant to the story. So first I want to talk about the writing. I felt that for high fantasy, the writing was a little bit dry. The one thing that I did like about this is I felt like there was not a bunch of info dumping, that she was trying to really build up the world in a very subtle way, which I really appreciated. However, I felt like by the end of the story, I felt still a little meh about the characters and about the worlds, where by the end of the book, I wanted to really be invested into the story, and I did not feel that way by the end of the story. As far as the characters go, I feel like they were kind of typical YA characters. I felt like their decision making was very irrational. It was very, was not very thought out. They just kind of went on did these weird things based on their current emotions, which we see a lot of YA, which is not such a huge problem. But with the hype that surrounded this book, I really just expected a much more well-developed book, and I did not get that. So that is all I have to say non-spoilerly wise, and I'm going to go ahead and get into a spoiler section. So if you've not read this book and you plan on reading it, go ahead and leave so that I can talk about what I felt about it. So as I mentioned in the non-spoiler part, I just felt like the characters were not super developed. And I did not feel like they made the soundest decisions. I felt like they could have made much, much stronger decisions. When Cleo finds out that her sister could possibly be saved by these seeds, she rushes out against her father's will in the middle of the night and goes to Pelagia again. And that's a very YA character thing to do. I really just kind of expected more from it. The biggest thing that I had a problem with was the rushing of the character development. I felt like the relationship with Cleo and Theon was completely and absolutely eye-roll worthy. I felt like she was super annoyed that she had a bodyguard, and then she kind of mentioned that she was excited to see him, and then he shows up to save her and they're in love, and she's gonna ask the king to marry him, and I was literally like gagging. I was like, that was the most horrendous insta-love I've ever witnessed. And I honestly, when Theon got stabbed, I was really glad, because I was like, okay, that's enough of that. I couldn't handle it. Book was trying to kind of be Game of Thrones like, how it was trying to kill off all the characters and be really bloody. But the problem is as far as her sister goes and her brother goes, I didn't feel such a connection with them where I even really cared that they died affect me in any way. And I just really wanted to be more pulled into the story, and I wanted to really be more engrossed in it, and I did not find it that engrossing. What I really hope that it really is just first book syndrome, and with it being such a large world, with there being so many characters, that they weren't able just to fully develop the characters, and that the characters will be more developed and the story will be more engrossing with Rebel Spring. I do plan on still trying to pick this up. However, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I think that it set up a really good story, and I think that if they do it right, the rest of the series can be even better. I was just really expecting more of the story than I got out of it, and I was really disappointed. So that's all I got for today. If you guys want to let me know what you guys thought of it down below, I'd be happy to hear and share feelings. I wonder if I'm the only person, because I know this book is a very loved series, and I feel like I'm the only person who did not fall in love with it. So maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm really excited to pick up the next one, but I just felt like this book just kind of dropped the ball as far as I'm concerned. So, alright guys, well, that's all I got for today, and I will see you guys with another video on Wednesday. See you then. Bye.